ensure proper handling, this call may be recorded.
I'd be careful answering that call. It could be another Z Morning Zoo phone scam.
Z104. Hello?
Hello. My name is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer just a couple of questions for a census survey?
I'm sorry. From the census?
Yeah, from the Senseless Survey.
I have a couple minutes. I have to go into a meeting.
Okay, sure. Let me get these questions out of the way then. Okay, question one. Is the total annual income of your home above $25,000?
Yes.
Okay, does that total include the income of any pets that you may have?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, they don't.
Okay,
no, that's it.
All right, question three. What citizenship is most of the furniture in your house?
You mean like where we purchased it? Like IKEA? Ashley Furniture?
All right. Question four. How many vehicles does your family own?
We have 2 vehicles.
All right. And question five. How often are the women in your family allowed to drive?
We can drive whenever we want. We don't have any restrictions on driving.
Oh, that is interesting. The following questions are basically your opinion, okay? The next question, number 6.
How many more of these are there going to be? I really do
not many, just a few more. In your opinion, if a prostitute were to get pregnant, is that considered a work-related accident?
I don't understand.
All right. Question 7. Do you believe it's weird that since you were little, you were taught not to get in a car with a stranger, but now we have apps to request the whole experience on our phone and even give them our location to speed up the whole procedure?
I guess I don't think it's weird.
All right. Question 8. Do you think that Control-Alt-Delete would be a good name for the morning after pill?
I'm sorry. I just don't understand.
All right. Question 9. If your son were to grow up to become the priest at your church, would you have to call your son your father?
I guess so. I don't know. Is this it? Is that it?
No, just a couple more questions, and we're almost done here. Question 10. Have you ever been so poor that you couldn't afford skydiving, so instead you just got on Google Earth and zoomed in really fast?
No.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Question 11. If a book...
Is this the last...
Yeah, we're almost done here. If a book called How to Fail didn't sell any copies, would you consider that a success?
If a book called How to Fail didn't sell any copies, sure. I don't know.
All right, great. Question 12. If you were to illegally download movies in Jamaica, would that technically make you a pirate of the Caribbean?
I have no idea what's going on. I guess so, probably.
All right. Question 13. Does the word dictionary actually have to be in the dictionary, or is that just being redundant?
I guess so. I don't know. I feel like you're breaking me down here. What? At one point, is this the last one? I gotta go.
Yeah, just one more here. Does the word redundant have to be in the dictionary?
Okay. All right.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. My name is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of questions for a U.S. Senseless Survey real quick?
Okay.
Great. Okay. Now, how many people currently reside in your home?
There's 2.
All right. How many vehicles do you own?
2.
All right. How many times a week would you say you eat fast food?
Probably between 2 and 3.
All right. And how about slow food?
I guess the rest of the times, 15. I don't know.
All right. Do you think they're called chicken tenders because the meat comes from the softest part of a chicken, or because it comes from a chicken that was raised to be a complete p***?
I don't know.
All right. If you cry underwater, do you think anybody notices?
I don't think that's relevant. I tell you what,
right.
I don't have much time here. If we could.
Well, yeah, we just got a few more questions here, and then we'll be done. Here's question 7. Why isn't the number 11 pronounced 1-1?
These don't sound like questions you need me for.
Yeah, no,
so-
we do. We get some valuable information, and we do appreciate you participating. Here's the next question. Now, what do you suppose Satan's last name is?
There's no way this is a question on that list. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't have time for this.
All right, just a couple. We got 3 more questions, and then we'll be done. Thank you for participating. Next question. Why are they called missiles when their aim is to hit something? Shouldn't they be called hittles?
You know, this is you got the wrong person here. I think you.
Okay,
need to
we just
be,
got a couple more questions. If you could just answer a couple more questions for us. At what age did you realize you had failed?
You know, I don't have time for this. I definitely do not have time to answer stupid questions by idiots.
Okay, that's
who
fine.
are-
We just got one more question, if you could, and then we'll wrap it up. If the number 2 pencil is the most popular, why is it still number 2?
You know, these are just ridiculous. Like, just listen to yourself ask the question. It doesn't even make sense. This is a waste of everyone's time, especially mine right now, and I'm very sick of this.
Hello?
Yes, this is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer just a couple of questions for a census survey?
A census survey?
Yeah, Senseless Survey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but I can answer a few questions.
All right. Question number 1. How many people currently reside in your home?
At the moment, 5.
All right. And question 2, do you work full-time or part-time?
Full-time?
All right. And would you say you put in a full-time effort part of the time or a part-time effort all the time?
I work very hard at my job.
All right. How many computers do you own?
I'd say 4.
All right. And do you fear them?
I'm sorry, what?
All right. If you went to the park and you fed a chicken nugget to the ducks, would you consider that cannibalism?
What? I don't understand this question. Like,
All right. What do you think mantises are always praying about?
okay, I only had time for a couple of questions.
That's fine. We just got a couple more questions in here. In the country of France, do you think there's something called American kissing?
I have no idea, but
All right. And what do you suppose Satan's last name is?
Excuse you? This is getting weird. This is getting really, really weird.
Just a couple more questions here. At what age did you realize it just wasn't going to happen for you?
What?
All right. If a deaf person has to go to court, is it still called a hearing?
Okay, this is, you know what? I'm sorry. I said I only had time for a few questions. That's enough.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. My name is Claude Henry Smoot. I'm calling from the United States Senseless Bureau. How are you today?
I'm good.
Great. So, we're conducting informal exit polls in order to collect some voting data in your electoral district. Now, this exit poll only takes a minute, and it's mostly yes or no questions. Do you have time to answer a quick question or two?
Not right now, I don't. I'm actually late for work, so...
Okay, well, we're going to keep it quick. Now, did you vote in last week's primary election?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and how did you vote?
You mean, who did I vote for?
No, I mean, how exactly did you do it? I've never even been to one.
Okay then. Well, you go to your registered location, there's a computer, and then you just choose your candidate.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, did you vote Democrat or Republican?
I voted Republican.
No, that's a yes or no question. Did you vote Democrat or Republican?
Wait, how is that a yes or no question?
All right. So we're going to read you some statements made by some of the candidates, and I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree with each of these statements, okay?
Yep, okay.
Okay, did you agree with Ted Cruz when he said, if we just gave blind people brooms instead of canes, the cities would be so much cleaner?
You're kidding me. Did he really say that?
Okay, I'm going to put that down as a yes.
No. I'm serious. Did he say that?
Hillary Clinton declared that people who name their son Guy are just being lazy. Well, would you agree with that?
I would disagree with anything she says. She is a liar.
Okay, and on that note, have you ever seen somebody with their actual pants on fire?
I'm sorry. Okay, I think we're definitely done here.
Okay, I do have one more question here. Do you agree with Donald Trump's idea to build a wall on the Mexican border?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, and what about extending that wall all the way to Africa, just in case any skeevy Australians want in?
How do you even do that? How would you even do that?
All right. And just a few more yes or no's here. Have you ever spent the afternoon texting random phone numbers with the same message, hey, I'm outside?
No, I can't say I have.
All right. Do you believe the Freedom of Information Act should actually reveal Victoria's Secret?
What?
All right. Here's one. If TV's supposed to be bad for you, why is there one in every hospital room?
Huh. Never thought of that.
All right. Are you married?
I am.
And was the something blue at your wedding a pregnancy test?
Oh, my, absolutely not. Are we done here?
Yeah, just a couple more real quick. If the number 2 pencil is the most popular, why isn't it number 1?
I thought this was supposed to be about voting.
Well, it's a survey, so...
So what? I have to get to work. Let's finish this, please.
All right. Have you ever lived in an apartment?
I have.
And now, why do you think if they're all connected together, that they're still called apartments?
Okay, I'm so done. I'm hanging up.
Well, I'm not. Actually, I only have 3 more questions for you.
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of questions for a U.S. Senseless Survey?
I guess so.
Okay, great. First question, how many people currently live in your residence?
1.
All right. And out of all those people, how many are illegal citizens of our country?
0.
All right. Question 3, how often on average do you wash your clothes?
Usually every couple days or so.
All right. And what about yourself?
I'm sorry, what about me?
Well, how often do you wash yourself?
Every day.
All right.
I don't...
Yep. Question 5. Why is an electrical outlet called an outlet when really you plug things into it? Shouldn't it be called an inlet?
I don't think so.
All right. If a severely overweight person were to go swimming naked, is that still technically skinny dipping?
I'm sorry. How many more questions do you have?
We only have a few more questions, and then we're done. Here's the next question. Why can't women put on mascara with their mouth closed?
I don't know. I would think they'd be able to do that.
All right. How does it feel knowing your best years are behind you and it's all downhill at this point?
I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?
All right. If a fire station was on fire, who do you think would put that out?
I would think the firefighters would put that out.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure where all these questions are going.
Well, we only have a few more. It's just a census survey. These are standard questions. Now, if a police officer arrests a mime, does he still have to tell him he has the right to remain silent?
I would think he does.
All right.
I'm sorry, but these questions are getting a little out there.
All right, we're almost done. Why do people say they slept like a baby when babies are up crying every 2 hours?
I
you might be asking that question to the wrong person.
All right. Now, why do they lock gas station bathrooms? Are they afraid somebody will break in and clean them?
Okay, I'm sorry, but I really don't have time to answer any more of these questions. I'm going to have to go. I appreciate you calling.
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of questions for a senseless survey?
Sure.
All right. First question, how many people currently reside in your home?
2.
All right. And how many of you are registered voters?
2.
All right. And did you vote in the recent midterm elections?
Yes.
All right. And how many times did you vote?
Once.
All right. How many Make America Great Again hats do you own?
None.
All right. Now, is that because you don't like hats or because you don't like America?
No. We love America. We just don't wear hats.
You don't like hats. All right.
No.
Let me ask you, what do you think would happen to you if you got scared half to death twice?
What do you mean if I got scared half to death twice? You know, like right in a row or in a week or what?
All right. Do you believe that as an infant you enjoyed infancy?
I hope so.
All right. Now that you're an adult, do you think you'd enjoy adultery?
Excuse me? What did you say?
If swimming is supposed to keep you in such good shape, why are whales such huge lard asses?
I have no idea.
All right, that's fine. Question 10. Why do you have to make an appointment to see a psychic? I mean, don't they already know you're coming?
What does this all have to do with anything?
It's just, you know what? It's a typical senseless survey, and we only have a few more questions. Question 11. At what age did you have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm never going to make it?
I don't know. This is silly. What kind of questions are these? What does it have to do with
all right. Now, we'll just skip that one. Question 12. Have you ever purchased over-the-counter medicine?
Of course I've purchased over-the-counter medicine.
All right. Now what about under-the-counter cold medicine?
No, I really don't have time for this. I don't, I have to go.
All right, we just have a couple more. We have a couple more questions, and then we're done. I think we're up to question 13. Why don't you think he ever called you back?
Look, I really don't have time for this. I've got to go. I'm going to hang up now. Bye.
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina from the U.S. Census Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of census survey questions for me today?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Question number 1. How many people currently live in your home?
3.
All right. How many of those people are related to you?
Both of them.
All right. Do you have any animals in the house?
Yes.
All right. Now, why do you think it's okay that people have no problem eating chicken, but we won't eat a rooster?
I don't know.
All right. Question 5. Why do you think the speedometer in your car goes up to 130 when legally you'll never be able to drive that fast?
I don't know, man.
All right. Question 6. When people offer you a penny for your thoughts, so you add your 2 cents in, where does that extra penny go?
Dude, seriously? I mean, I'm on my way to work, man. Like, is this going to take much longer?
No, we just got a few more questions, and then we're all done. Question 7. Why don't people in general seem to like you very much?
I don't know.
All right. Question 8. Why are softballs actually so dang hard?
Really? Like, I don't know.
All right. Question 9. Why do you think you enjoy the smell of your own flatulence so much?
Bro, I really got to get to work. How much longer?
Just a couple more questions, then we're all done. Next question. Why is the word abbreviation so long for what it actually means?
Oh, Lord. I have no idea.
All right. Do you consider yourself to be left-eyed or right-eyed?
Right-eyed, actually. That's
all right.
A weird question, okay.
Do you ever regret the time you kissed that man?
I've never kissed a man.
All right. Question 13. If you were to throw a cat out the window of a moving car, is that considered kitty litter?
Yes.
All right. How many Kids' Choice Awards do you think R. Kelly has won in his career?
Seriously? You know what? I'm done. All right.
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of Senseless Survey questions for us today?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. First question. Do you live in a house, apartment, or other?
Other.
All right. Question 2. How many people are there in your family?
In my family or living in my house?
Yes.
Okay, there's 2 people living in my house, but there's 4 people in my family.
All right. And out of those people, which family member do you think is most likely to murder you?
What? Wait, say that again?
All right. Question 4. How much coffee does it take to get you going in the morning?
Oh, my gosh. Probably about 2 to 3 cups.
Okay. And next question. How much cocaine does it take to get you going in the evening?
I don't do cocaine. These are really weird questions.
Well, it's just a standard Senseless Survey questionnaire. Thank you for participating. Next question. What kind of dog do you think would taste the best?
Oh, my God. What? Why are you asking these questions? These are weird.
Well, it's just a Senseless Survey. I assure you, ma'am, everybody gets the same questions.
Oh, all right.
All right, next question. Why is there a light in your refrigerator, but in your freezer, it's just pitch black chaos?
Wow, that's a good point. I never thought of that.
All right.
Wow, I don't know.
Okay. Why is it when your alarm clock turns on, you say it's going off?
Boy, this is really making me think. I don't know. That's another very good point.
All right. How many different states have you lived in?
Just one.
All right. Now, would you agree that on a map of the United States, the state of Florida sort of looks like America is just sticking its penis out for the world to see?
Oh, my God. Wait. How much more questions do I have to answer?
We just have a few. We just have a few more questions here. This is just standard question and answer. Why are the little bumps in the hemisphere called asteroids, but the little bumps on your ass are called hemorrhoids?
I don't even know how to answer these questions. Well, I don't understand this at all.
All right. Why do you think only old people win the lottery?
I don't know.
All right. Next,
wait, I'm sorry. How many more questions?
We just have a few more. We just have a few more questions. Why is it that when you want to stop using a computer, you have to use the start menu?
You do.
All right. If Jimmy cracked corn and nobody cared, then why did they take the time to write a whole song about it?
Oh, my God. This is ridiculous. What does this have to do with anything? What kind of a survey is this?
It's just a standard Senseless survey, ma'am. We only have about 25 more questions.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm sorry. I don't have time for this. Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of Senseless survey questions?
Survey questions? I guess so. I think I have a minute
All
or
right.
two.
Question number 1. How many people live in your home?
Oh, we've got 3 right now.
All right. How many pets have you owned in your lifetime?
I'm sorry, how many? I didn't quite understand with your accent.
How many pets? How many pets?
Okay. How many pets? I guess at this point, let's see. In my lifetime, I'd say about 10.
All right. And now how many of those pets have died under your care?
I'm sorry, how many of those pets have died?
Yes, under your care.
Under my care, okay. We have, right now we just have 2 pets, so I would say 8.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. How many toothbrushes do you use a day on average?
Huh, that's an interesting question. Well, I have 2. I have one that I keep in my bag and take to work.
We don't need all that. We just need a number.
Oh, okay. 2.
All right. Why is the time of day with the slowest traffic called rush hour? I mean, shouldn't it be called slow down hour?
Are you serious? I think it's because.
All right. Question number 6. Why are you like that?
Why am I like what?
All right. Question number 7. When it comes to Ernie and Bert on the show Sesame Street, what's really going on there?
You're talking about Bert and Ernie, the puppet.
Yes. What's really going on there?
Aren't they just, puppets?
All right. Why do you think they call it a bull whip, but you never see anybody whip a bull with one?
Not that I've had a lot of experience on farm or anything, but isn't it called that because they were used on bulls?
No.
At one point?
No, that's not right. Would you find a book called Reading for Dummies useful or no?
Would I personally?
Yes.
Find that? I hope this isn't much longer. I mean, I don't know.
No, we just got a couple more questions and then we're done. Let me move on to the next question. At what point did you realize you were never going to make it?
At what point did I realize I was never going to make it as what?
All right. Why do you think you enjoy the smell of your own flatulence so much?
Okay. I don't know where you're going with these questions.
Well, we just have a couple more here and then we're all done. Why don't you think terrorists ever plan their attacks at a Target store? I mean, it seems like an obvious choice.
Wait, so you're thinking because it's on the side of the building, that's easy?
All right. What do you think people in China call their fancy plates?
Honestly, I don't know, and I really don't know.
Just a few more questions. Why is it that your gynecologist leaves the room when you undress? I mean, isn't he going to see all your business anyways?
Okay. So you know what? I really have no more time for any more of these questions. I've got to go. Hello?
Good morning. This is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time to answer a couple of questions from a U.S. Senseless survey for me today?
Survey? Yeah, sure.
All right. Question number 1. How many people live in your home?
2.
All right. And out of those people, how many would you say you're familiar with?
Familiar with?
Yeah, like first name basis.
All of them.
All right. And which one of them is your favorite?
Which one of the 2 people is my favorite?
Yeah.
I guess I'd say myself.
All right. And which one is the most likely to try and choke you while you're sleeping?
What? I'm sorry? What?
All right. Question 5. How often do you think you pay for shampoo?
How often do I pay for shampoo? I guess once every 3 or 4 months.
All right. And how often do you steal it?
What? How often do I steal shampoo? Never.
All right. In April of each year, we commemorate Earth Day. Do you think Earth deserves its own holiday like that?
Well, do I think Earth deserves its own holiday? Well, I guess a yes.
All right. What about Uranus?
Excuse me?
Yeah. Do you believe Uranus deserves its own holiday as well?
Well, I'm just going to jump in here. How many more questions do you have?
We just have a few more questions. We just have a few more. When people offer you a penny for your thoughts and you add your 2 cents in, where does that extra penny go?
That's really a question?
All right. Why is it that up to this point your life has been one gigantic failure?
Okay. I don't know where that question is coming from at all. But I don't know if I've got time for any more of these.
We just have a few more questions. If you were riding a donkey sled where only 50% of the mules were doing all the pulling, would you consider that a half-ass effort?
Oh, my God. Where are these questions coming from? I don't think I've got much more time for you.
Oh,
sir.
we just have a few more, and then we're all done, I promise you. Do you think it's possible that this entire time they've actually been called W and W's, and we've just been eating them upside down?
What? I'm not sure what you're talking about. All
right. What is your most common answer to the question, what that mouth do?
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm hanging up. I don't have any more time for you. So this is the end of this conversation. Goodbye.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Bob Dabalina calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have a few minutes to answer a couple questions for a senseless survey this morning?
Yeah.
All right. Question 1. How many people live in your home?
3.
All right. And out of those people, how many of them are you on a first-name basis with?
All of them.
All right. Do you plan on voting in the 2020 presidential election in November?
Yeah, of course.
All right. And how many times do you plan on voting?
What?
How many times do you plan on voting?
Once.
All right. Question 5. Do you think your dentist can tell when you're lying about flossing?
I don't know.
All right. What about your gynecologist?
What? What?
All right. Well, question 7. If the Burger King and the Dairy Queen had a child together, what do you think they'd call it?
I'm sorry, how many more questions are these? Are you going to have?
There's just a couple more questions. We're almost done with the first page. Question 8. What's the right age to start teaching my dog about sex?
What? Sir, I don't.
All right. Question 9. If you were eating with a fork, but that fork was made out of gold, would you still call that silverware?
Okay. I'm really busy right now. I don't think I have time.
Well, we just got a couple more questions, then we're all done. Question 10. What would you guess are the top 3 reasons that nobody can stand to be around you?
Excuse me?
All right. Question 11. Why do you think I need to make an appointment to see a psychic? I mean, don't they know I'm coming already?
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude, but I really got to get back to work.
Just a couple more questions here, if you don't mind. Do you think in India that eating too much American food gives them diarrhea?
I think that's not a good question.
All right. Question 12. Why is it when my 5-year-old nephew eats dirt, it's hilarious, but when I do it, it's disgusting?
Okay. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the committee to re-elect Donald Trump. How are you today?
I'm fine. You're from who?
I'm from the committee to re-elect Donald Trump.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop you from wasting any more of your time because there's no way I'm voting for Donald Trump in the fall.
I see. Well, actually, that's sort of the reason I'm calling. See, we've noticed the popularity numbers for the president have been falling, and so what I'd like to do, if you have a few minutes, is basically get your opinion of him by asking you a series of questions that you choose to answer or not answer. It's completely up to you.
Well, in my opinion, he's a jerk who shouldn't be president, and that's about it for me.
Jerk who shouldn't be president. Okay, gotcha. All right, would you mind answering just a few more questions for me? I promise you this will be really quick.
Fine, but like I said, I'm not voting for him.
Right. I have that part down. Okay, question 1. Which of the following things would have to happen for you to vote for Donald Trump? 1, you win the lottery. 2, the Earth is invaded by an alien species. 3, you find out you're somehow related to the president. Or 4, the world ends.
So wait, I'm supposed to pick one of those things to happen?
All right. Question 2, would you be more likely to vote for Donald Trump if there was another stimulus check?
No.
All right. Now, what if the next stimulus check was for $1,000?
No.
$1 million?
$1 million?
Yes, ma'am.
How could he do that? He would give every person $1 million? The economy would tank.
Well, no, it wouldn't be everybody, just you. Like, say your neighbor gets $100, but you get $1 million. Would the president get your vote?
No, because that would never happen.
Oh, not with that attitude.
Excuse me?
Next question. Would your best description of the president be a regal-looking leader of an entire nation or a scary-looking clown, like the kind you see working at a low-budget carnival, but you're pretty sure the carnival is haunted, like on Scooby-Doo?
Definitely the low-budget clown.
All right. Would you be more likely to vote for the president if he were to have his hair straightened?
No.
If you found out he was actually a woman?
No.
How about if he could fly?
If he could fly?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he not fly or something? Doesn't he have his own plane?
Well, yes, ma'am, but what I mean is if he actually gained the superhuman ability to fly, like Superman, for example, or Mary Poppins.
What the hell kind of survey is this?
It's just a few more questions. You're being incredibly helpful.
Okay, well, first, Mary Poppins doesn't fly, so you might want to change that.
She doesn't?
No, she has a magic umbrella that flies.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that if the president had a magic umbrella that flew, he could count on your vote in November?
Oh, my gosh, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'll look into that umbrella thing. If you were in a weight room with the president, how much do you think he could bench?
How much he could bench?
Yeah, like 150, 300, how much?
I have no idea.
All right. Do you think the president should free more prisoners who are being held for crimes they didn't commit?
Well, yeah, if they didn't commit the crimes, yes.
All right. And now, should the president free Britney Spears from being under the mind-controlling psychosomatic drug she's currently being forced to take?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. How long is this survey? You said it was only a few questions.
I did have a couple more. Honestly, I've never gotten this far on this survey before. People usually just hang up by now. Okay, so in a scenario where Donald Trump has to fight every member of the Korean boy band BTS, how long do you think it would take him to defeat every member of the band?
Hello?
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the U.S. Senseless Survey Board. Do you have time for a couple of questions for a U.S. Senseless Survey today?
I guess so.
All right, great.
Make it quick.
Here's question number 1. Did you vote in the recent 2020 presidential election?
Yes, I did.
All right. And how many times did you vote?
Once.
All right. Do you think the country is better off with a Republican president or worse off with a Democratic one?
Well, isn't that the same thing? Isn't it the same question?
If you could just stick to yes or no answers, that would be great.
But it's not a yes or no question.
All right. Question number 4. How often do you wear a mask when you're out in public?
I wear it all the time, but is that your business?
All right. Now, question 5. Where do you wear your mask? Is it over your face, or do you prefer a more traditional place?
No, I think you're supposed to wear your mask over your face, covering your mouth and your nose.
Well, that's certainly one option. Now, question 6. Would you take a vaccine that could prevent coronavirus?
No, I'm not going to take a vaccine.
All right. What about one that prevented Bieber fever?
Bieber fever? The heck is that? Are you guys, is this for real?
Yeah, we just have a few more questions.
I don't really have time for this.
Question 7. Why is it, do you think, lately you look like you've just let yourself go so much?
How do you know what I look like? Oh, my God, that's horrible.
All right.
It's insulting.
Question 8. What do you think would be a good gift to get somebody for their first exorcism?
What? Listen, I don't have the time.
Well, we just got a couple more questions, ma'am, and then we're all done with the first page. Question 9. Do you prefer...
First page?
Yes, ma'am. Do you prefer to drink hard liquor or soft liquor?
Oh, my God. Well, okay, soft.
Soft. All right. Question 10. Why is the time of day with the slowest traffic called rush hour?
All
right. Question 11. How old were you when you realized you have absolutely nothing valuable to offer the world?
Excuse me? Where are these questions coming from? Who
it's
are
just a senseless survey, ma'am. We only have a few more questions in this section.
Well, please hurry. I have to go out.
Question 12. Will you be eating the traditional turkey for Thanksgiving in your home this year?
Yeah, I hope to.
All right. And now whose job will it be to kill the turkey before you cook it?
Oh, my. I don't know. I buy it at the store.
Question 13.
You kill yours?
Just answer the questions, please. Why is the third hand on every watch called the second hand? I mean, if it's the second hand, shouldn't it just be called the second hand?
I don't know.
Question 14. Why is it that whenever somebody says the phrase, "What's that smell?" everybody starts looking at you?
You know what? That's very insulting, and I don't have time for this.
Hello?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the health department with a follow-up survey to your vaccination. I do have record showing that you've received one round of your COVID vaccine. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. I got it last week.
All right. So you were probably told that you'd be receiving a follow-up phone call survey to help us monitor if you've experienced any strange symptoms. Did they inform you of that at the time of your vaccination?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Well, this is just a quick survey of yes or no questions to help us better understand the effect, if any, that the COVID vaccine has had on people, okay?
Yeah, okay, sure.
All right, then let's begin. Question 1. After receiving your vaccine, did you experience any pain in your body at all?
Yeah, a little bit in my arm, but that was gone in about, a day.
All right. And what about your extremities?
I'm sorry, my what?
Your extremities. Did you experience any pain?
No, not that I remember, no.
All right. Did you experience any of the following after your vaccination? Excessive sweating, fever, cramps, or shortness of breath?
No.
Dizziness, vertigo, swelling of your head or neck?
No.
All right. And now what about your extremities?
What about my extremities?
Was there any swelling there?
No.
All right.
Is there something I should know about this shot?
No, ma'am. Nothing I can think of. Now, did you experience any flu-like symptoms?
No.
Nausea?
No.
Vomiting?
No.
All right. What about firea?
What?
Firea?
Did you say diarrhea?
No, firea.
What is firea?
Well, it's just like diarrhea, but in addition, it feels like fire is coming out of your back end.
Is that a thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no, I don't have any firea.
All right, just a few more questions here, then we're done. Let's turn to your sensory reactions. Now, we'll start with hearing. Has your hearing diminished in any way since receiving the vaccine?
No.
All right. Has it increased, like to the point maybe where you could hear people talking in the next building or maybe in a car that's a few miles away from you?
No.
All right. How about voices? Do you hear any voices in your head? For example, maybe like voices telling you to do something like burn down a Bojangles restaurant?
What? No.
All right. Has your vision become blurry at any point since taking the vaccine?
No.
All right. And has it become enhanced at all? Like to the point where you can now see through walls or other objects? Maybe you can see someone's actual skeletal structure through their skin.
Okay. Why are you asking me all of this stuff? You're honestly starting to freak me out. Are people having these problems?
No, not really, ma'am. It's just a standard follow-up survey. Most people don't experience any of these things. It's just a survey to confirm that basically everything is normal.
Okay, so people aren't having crazy side effects that I need to know about.
Not at all. Now, let me get to these last questions here. In the past week since your vaccination, have you had the urge to attack and or eat the flesh of another human?
Okay, this cannot be real. Who did you say you were with?
I'm with the health department, ma'am. They should have told you there was going to be a follow-up phone call.
Okay, well, they didn't, and I cannot believe you're asking these crazy questions.
Okay, I'll tell you what. It looks like you're a negative to most of this stuff on my sheet here, so why don't we just skip to the very end?
Yeah, why don't we?
All right. Since your vaccination, has the location of your shot had any problems with itching, stinging, or breaking out in hives?
No.
All right. And then what about your extremities?
Okay. You know what? I'm going to hang up. This is ridiculous. I'm going to go, okay? Goodbye.
Hello?
Good afternoon. This is Bob Dabalina. I'm calling from the United States Senseless Survey Board. Do you have a few minutes to answer a senseless survey?
Let me see. Yeah, I got like a few minutes.
All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Just give me your best answer. Question 1. How many people currently live in your place of residence?
Right now we only have 2 adults.
All right. And now how many of those people would you say you're on a first-name basis with?
Well, it's just my husband and I, so my husband.
All right. And so you'd say you're close with him then?
That's my husband.
All right. How often do you wear a mask when you're out in public?
Oh, my God. I work from home, so I'm very fortunate. I don't have to wear a mask out too much, but if I do go out, I'll put the mask on.
All right. And now, do you wear it over your face, or do you prefer a more traditional place?
That's where you're supposed to wear it, on your mouth and on your nose. What kind of question is that?
All right. Do you believe people of all professions should be held to the same standards when it comes to wearing a mask?
So why does profession have to do with wearing a mask? We're all human. We all have a mouth. We all have a nose. So we should wear it over the parts that we should be covering, which is our face, our mouth and nose.
And now what about hockey goaltenders or umpires in baseball?
Okay, these questions are a little off I don't have too much time. I can't be doing this.
Well, we just have a few more questions, and then we'll wrap it up here. Why are the holes in cats' fur always in the right places for their eyes?
The holes in cats? Who are you guys?
Ma'am, if you could refrain from asking us the questions. The way this works is I ask you the questions, okay?
Listen,
Question 9. Do you prefer to drink hard liquor or do you like soft liquor?
That's not a question because liquor is not soft.
All
really
right. Does looking at a picture of the sun hurt your eyes?
That is the stupidest question I've ever heard in my life.
All right. How old were you when you pretty much threw in the towel on anybody actually liking you?
You're really offending me. I mean, you're getting a little personal, and I understand it's offensive, but that has nothing to do with offensive.
All right. Question 12. Do you think that whitening your teeth makes you racist?
Whitening my teeth makes me racist? What are you talking about, sir? That makes no sense.
All right. Am I wrong for always referring to aluminum foil as robot paper?
You are stupid for referring to robot paper.
All right. Okay. Question 14. Why is it that whenever somebody says the phrase, "What's that smell?" everybody starts looking at you?
What? Listen, you're super offensive and unprofessional, and I do not have time for this. I'm at work right now. I have to answer my emails. I'm getting phone calls, and this is a waste of my time. Please just leave me alone. Go call somebody else and waste their time. I'm done. Goodbye.
Well, there you go. Once again, got to 14.
That was so great. And I love that you just kept rolling with it when she was like, that is so dumb. You're like, okay, then.
All right
then.
My favorite question. I don't know. I like the cat question. That was
Yes, that was really cute.
But I love the question, am I wrong for referring to aluminum pointless robot paper?
I like the sun picture, too. Do your eyes hurt after you look at the sun?